Hey guys, welcome back. So we are on this couch today. Here we are.
This couch. This lovely couch.
Yeah, what are we talking about today?
How there is nothing going on. And by nothing, I mean like nothing super duper exciting. There's only like devastating things that are happening or like
Devastation.
some silly celebrity breakup.
Nothing's on fire. Things are flooding though.
There's a lot of water.
Lots.
A lot of mud. Not where we live, but in Canada, in Vancouver, there's like
floods.
Friggin' like apocalyptic type flooding.
There's floods, mudslides, just all the things that are not.
It's a hot mess in the West.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It's wild, wild west.
It is wild. Yeah, like people are losing their... I saw one video, like these old couple, I guess they like farm or whatever, and their whole barn was washed away by the river, and they were watching it and they were like crying, and I was like...
A lot of videos were like that. They're like...
So sad.
Oh, it just took this chunk of land, and then there was a car parked, and they're like, and probably in the next hour it's going to take this, and then in the next hour... You see them, like, I guess, come back, and the car's, like, floating away.
Yeah.
And they're like, there's the helicopter coming for us. And you see the helicopter in the horizon. Like, it's not a good time out there for sure.
People are panic buying. They can't get out of Vancouver because the road is blocked off by mud. Like, it's a crazy time out there.
Definitely all our thoughts / prayers / whatever you do spiritually going out to them for sure.
Yeah, they really need it right now. Mm-hmm. They need all the positive energy, all the help they can get
whatever
at this point.
We'll take it.
Send it that way. But aside from that, and like, you know, Shawn Mendes and Camila Cabello breaking up. Is that even how you say her name? Caballo? I don't know. Anyways.
I don't know. I feel like some days it's Cabello. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, we don't even care enough to like, anyways.
I don't even know if they sing. So
aside from those two headlines, I can't really think of anything else that popped up in the news. Maybe I just haven't watched enough news.
There's a lot of... I don't.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, the other day, I was like... So, my mother-in-law watches a lot of CP24, which I guess it's a Toronto thing. It's our basic, like, 24-hour newscast, I guess, that goes on and whatever, right? So, yeah, she's always like, oh, this is happening, that's happening, la, la, la. Like, I think she was saying in BC, they're also... gonna shut down because not enough people, like, I think they only have like, she was saying BC, but I was like, are you sure it's not Columbia and not British Columbia?
Oh Lord.
But no, and she was saying that their numbers are rising for pandemic because they only have like 55% of the population is vaccinated. Huh? And I remember for a time they were the first people to not have masks on. Like, they were like, okay, you don't have to wear your mask, so you can go everywhere without a mask. And I was like, well, I guess, I don't know. But anyway, so then she's like, oh, they're in lockdown. And then I was like, oh, I really need to watch the news because then I would know if it was Columbia or British Columbia. My fault. So
what a distinction.
So I know I don't watch enough news.
Yeah.
But that being said, is it a bad thing or is it a good thing not watching the news? Because
I mean, ignorance is bliss sometimes. But also, like, with not, like I said, like, I haven't noticed any other major headlines. It kind of makes you think about what we're not seeing in the rest of the world. Mm-hmm. Like, in our little Canadian bubble, I've just pointed out these two highlights.
In reality, there's nothing going on in Colombia. I can tell you that. Because I have some people on Facebook that are Colombian, living in Colombia.
So there's nothing going on in Colombia.
And usually if there's, like, when there was the pandemic riots going on down there, they were posting that. So I was able to see that, oh, there's some stuff going down in Colombia that we're not talking about up here. But it's been a slow week as well because they're just posting memes. So...
Yeah, but Colombia aside, like, it's like the media is so, like, we're so imprisoned by our media in the sense that
for sure.
In today's age, you really don't know what authentic really means. Mm-hmm. Because authentic is only the stamp of approval of who? The government? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, how do you know that your reliable news source
or
is
an accredited?
Actually, yeah.
What makes you accredited? What says that you're completely unbiased to what is going on and you are unbiasedly reporting the news to me?
Yeah, there's no way of really knowing that.
Right?
You can think and maybe assume, but there's no factual way of knowing that for sure. Because I feel like every major news media source has some sort of bias, whether they say it or not.
Or there's a hidden agenda. And I think that's the biggest thing. The fact that there's always a hidden agenda is where the problem lies. Because you never know what's real. Because if you watch, I don't know, Fox, because everyone wants to say that Fox is...
It is skewed right? A certain way, yeah.
So they have their agenda. And then you go over here and you watch whatever, and they have their agenda. Or even here, we'll go with Canada in Toronto. There's the National Post, which based on different provinces, it'll be like slightly different.
Yeah.
And then there's the Toronto Star, obviously just in Toronto, but actually all across anyway.
And the stories that they print are very different.
Are politically, they have different views, right? And who they will attack in their newscasting, I guess, or journalism.
Yeah, like whatever they write
will be based on who they're supporting, right? And it's very evident. So it's just interesting that there's that. And so who do I trust when these are the two major newspapers in the country?
Yeah.
Or my area, let's say.
Yeah.
Right? Like, but they're gonna have different sides of the story.
Of course. So what's the truth?
What's the truth?
And that's the thing, is the crappy thing about it is you have to sit there and...
I don't think you ever know it.
You don't know. You have to... say you hear two sides of a story, and you have to, in your mind, formulate some kind of hypothesis of what is actually the truth from the two pieces of information that you've gotten from either side, which might not necessarily be even the truth either.
Yeah.
You know, it's
there's that saying, your story, my story, and the truth.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. But you don't know which story is more skewed, so you don't know where the truth lies on that spectrum. Yeah. Does it lie closer to this person, or the middle, or not even?
Yeah. It's really unsettling.
And then I was telling Simone how I sent her that video about the...
Oh, the pretending of the shelves in the grocery store in the US.
Where the grocery store shelves are empty, and they've been... what's the word?
So I don't know if you're aware, but in a lot of the world at this point, there's in North America at least, there's a lot of issues with import.
But is there?
Well, allegedly there are issues with import.
I was just at the grocery store today, and it looked more stocked than I've seen it in months. It's been so stocked.
Yeah,
today.
But like, there's like I think that footage that you sent me was from the U.S. Like, there's something in the stock chain that's going on, the supply chain that's going on, where there aren't enough. I don't know if the deliveries are being held up at like borders or like what it is, but for whatever reason, allegedly. Which is my favorite word, by the way. Allegedly, that's what's going on. And in the video, like, you know, there's a grocery store that they're putting up fake, like they're putting chairs on shelves to like cover up the emptiness. They're putting up fake pictures of bottles in the cooler area to make it look like there's
canvas.
Yeah.
Over the shelf.
To like make it look like the bottles of like beverages was full, but when you open the door, there's like 5 bottles in there. So which is really misleading. It's like, why would you post that?
But then the worst part is like the news people were basically saying, oh, can you believe it? They're doing this, and people are telling us that they're doing this. There's a shortage, and they just don't want people to know because they don't want them to panic.
But you're making a panic by doing this.
By you broadcasting this, you're making people panic. Because where people didn't notice that this was a thing, now they're panicking.
And then the question becomes, why are they doing that?
Yeah, why? Like, are you trying to, what?
What is the drive here? Like, so people panic, they go out and increase the cost of things. What? Like, I don't understand.
Does the economy need a boost? Like, we just need a power buy right now?
I don't know. I have no idea.
And then
that's what bothers me.
So I was reading in the comments. Comment reader.
The comments are spicy. I love it.
But it's so funny because sometimes I read something and then I'm like, oh, wow. And then I'll read the comments and I'm like, yeah, that's a good point. So in the comments, they're like, no different than any other Black Friday sale. So they're saying basically the reason why certain, like, for instance, one of the examples was Walmart and it had empty shelves. And they're like, we do that every year at Walmart. There's empty shelves the week before Black Friday, and it's to save the spot for when they want to put what is actually going, like the doorbusters or the whatever for Black Friday. That's what they do. And especially we obviously know that in the States it's a big thing to have Black Friday. Then that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
And here we are 2 weeks out from Black Friday. Well,
a week maybe. Yeah.
So now a week, but at the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally get it. It makes sense. And they're like, we do this every year. Not news, fake news, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was, I keep thinking and I'm translating in my mind. I keep saying first impact because I'm thinking primer impacto. But like, because that's a news thing in Spanish.
Yeah.
It's like front line, city line. Oh, what's the news? And that's what it was. It was like something that people watch all the time, actually. It wasn't just some Joe Blow newscaster. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's just, what is your end game?
It's very troubling. Yeah, like, what is it?
Tell me, I want to know if you know what's the right news. How do you know it's the right news? When is it the right news? Right? Like, how do you know, Simone? Do you
never
know?
really know. I don't know. This is why I literally, every news headline that I read or see comes from CP24 or like whatever's on the TV at work. Because when I come home, number one, I don't have any time to watch the news and sit there and like look. Or if I'm scrolling through my phone and like a headline pops up, then
that's where I get things.
I'll get things. Like if I'm like, you know, like sometimes when you open Google to go look for something and then something else will pop up like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Then I'll be like, oh, let me go look and see what this is about. Mm-hmm. But I don't seek out the news because I have too many other things to think about.
But also I think it's very depressing.
Yeah.
And even if there was, to be honest, let's pretend this is real. They are right. There is a shortage. Chain supply not coming in, whatever the case. Okay.
Then what?
Yeah. I go and I buy more toilet paper than the next person. Okay, so my toilet paper lasts an extra month. Well, if this shortage goes on forever because there's a real actual problem and a real actual shortage, not a shortage for a month, but a shortage in terms of the earth just can't make this anymore, so you can't have it anymore. I've just prolonged how long it is until I don't get to use it ever again.
Yeah. And that, you know what it's so really messed up to me is, I was about to swear. You know what's really messed up is that like you have these panic situations and people lose all sense of logistics and like they don't think properly. They get very selfish. I mean, that headline about like somebody buying like 48 eggs. You don't need to buy 48 eggs, people. Like
eggs go bad after like 2-3 weeks, even in the fridge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you nobody keeps eggs that long. You can't because they will go bad. So it's like, why are you buying?
And this isn't medieval times. We know better. We know better.
Right? It's like, why are you buying insane amounts of perishable foods? And you're not thinking, oh, like, it's like people don't have a community mind state. Like, they're just for themselves. So it's like, the things that you need.
What you should be doing is going out and buying all the seeds, okay? That's what you should be stocking up on, the seeds.
Grow your own stuff. But yeah, like, you're thinking, okay, I need this, this, and this. But also, people need to think more outside of themselves. If you're going to the grocery store, it's not just for you at the grocery store. It's for your community, right? Mm-hmm. So why would you want to hurt someone in your community who now can't have access to eggs, toilet paper, water because you've bought all that shit up? Or like,
great, you survived. Now you're the only person who survived.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
Right. Like, what is the point? Like, how selfish?
What is the reason?
Right? No, like, it's like, things like that, like, just drive me up the wall. It's like, how could people be so selfish?
Mm-hmm.
Like time and time again. Like humanity. I think I say it every day to you. Humans are trash.
We say it like almost every video.
Humans are trash.
We say
like,
men are trash and humans. So
humans are trash. Like it's really sad that the way that people think, like how selfish people could be.
Oh, 100%.
And this is coming from somebody who's allegedly a selfish person.
So selfish.
Like, and I'm like blown away by how globally selfish people could be. But yeah.
That being said, let us know where to find the real news.
Yeah.
How do you differentiate between what is and isn't? Do you take all the news, regardless of where it comes from, with, a truckload of salt, or just a grain of salt?
Like,
let me know. We would love to know.
Yeah.
Please tell us.
If anybody has the in on like an actual reliable news source, like that actually has no bias, I would love to know that too, because I really don't know where that exists.
It's hard to even say YouTube, because YouTube has some shit that's always either.
I would never trust YouTube as a reliable news source for anything, because there's so many videos that you could find, and depending on your demographic and the area that you live in, certain videos would be available to you and certain videos would not be available to you. So who's to say?
Exactly.
So hard. Oh,
let us know. Help us out. Help some sisters
got
out.
us stressed out over
Can
here.
I say that? Help some sisters out?
Don't ever say that. That's a no for me. Would not recommend.
I'm leaving that in the video. You guys tell me, should I be saying that or not?
Oh Lord. All right, thanks guys for watching.
Bye.
Bye. These sisters out.